Hello everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Friendly Chat Friday. Today I really want to talk about my song, Rejected, the lyrics and the meaning behind it, the whole story. My family and I lived our whole life as Jehovah's Witnesses, and last year we decided to leave. We had our very first Christmas, and thanks to our wonderful next door neighbors that are close friends now, they gifted us a Christmas tree, and we were able to enjoy Christmas for the first time last year. The day after, I felt both extremely happy and grateful and really sad because my family had never experienced this before, and I was sad that some of my family still are Jehovah's Witnesses. So my husband and my son and I have left, and so has my brother-in-law. Excuse that it sounds like Star Wars outside here. I'm sitting next to the freeway. My family that are still Jehovah's Witnesses have rejected us because we are no longer Jehovah's Witnesses. So this is what the song is about. This is the lyrics to my song, Rejected. For this first few verses, it says, I always thought you were right, that you'd seen some kind of light. The questions that boggled my mind, couldn't see because I was blind. So for that, my father had always told me that he became one of Jehovah's Witnesses because he thought it was the truth. He felt like that was the light he needed. And growing up in it, I had questions all the time. So my mother told me to go do my research and to question, but to gain only the information from Jehovah's Witnesses and nowhere else, from the Bible and Jehovah's Witnesses. So here the next verse says, you told me to go do my research, to make the truth my own. But every time I looked deeper, I can see that it was wrong. Deep questions came to my mind, and I had to just push them aside because no matter how much research I did with their own information, it made it either more confusing or more like, I really shouldn't be doing this. But don't you see that I'm much better since I left that life behind? The only thing that keeps hurting is you're making me feel like I'm not alive. Because I left the religion, my husband and my son and I, we have been rejected by some of our family members that are still in the religion or organization. And leaving has made us feel so much freer, just not bogged down and weighted. But it is also hurting because we have lost our family members, in a sense. I still follow you on your Instagram. I watch as you live your life, but you don't care about mine. So that part really hurt. Thinking about last year, I was still following a lot of my friends and family on Instagram and Facebook. Since then, a lot of them have deleted me so that I can't see their stuff. Which hurts, but at the same time, I need to be free, so I can't keep lurching behind and looking at their things just as a memory of what was. Hello there. Thank you. So the next verse says, you missed his first birthday and our first Christmas. I know that you feel it's pagan, but it's really quite a bliss. We weren't allowed to celebrate our birthdays or Christmas because it was viewed as a pagan holiday and we shouldn't celebrate it. Well, my son had his very first birthday last year. We threw a big party, and it was a surprise party. He didn't know. And he was 14 last year. So he had his very first birthday at 14. And it was wonderful. It made me feel good to know that he felt so happy. It was awkward for him. Everybody kept saying happy birthday, and He said happy birthday back because he didn't know what to say. And our Christmas was wonderful too. Our neighbors and friends have come over, and my brother-in-law came over too, and we all celebrated and shared gifts, and it was wonderful. Loved it. The next chorus says the same thing, except don't you see that we're much better? We are much better. Since we left that life behind, the only thing that keeps hurting is you're making us feel we're not alive. The last part is, I know that you think what we're doing is tearing our family apart, but really it's what you believe in that's quite frankly so very dark. This is my first song that I actually used an F word in it. I never cussed before, and I still rarely cuss, but for things like this, it's really a deep cut, and I felt it needed an expletive. But yes, so because we left, a lot of people say that are still in the organization, that it was our fault that we tore our family apart. But really, we're so much stronger now as a family. We can talk to each other freely, and there's not as much guilt and anger as there used to be. So I thank you for listening to what this song was about, and for those of you that are thinking about leaving your religion or your high control group that you're a part of, do your research first. Think about the pros and cons, and think about how you feel and what's really going on in that organization. That's the biggest thing for me. When I found out what was going on behind the scenes, I had to leave. I couldn't be a part of something like that. And also to protect my family, to be closer, is what we needed to do. That's who I am. That's a part of me, what my family and I have gone through. And some of my songs will talk about this, but I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit behind this song, Rejected. And I hope to see you next Friday for a Friendly Chat Friday. I may be talking with someone else, interviewing them, or just having a friendly chat. So thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Love you all.